JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, more neighborhood watches and police youth clubs to be established. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF says it will be expanding the number of neighborhood watches and police youth clubs installed across the island. The JCF said the objective is to increase positive engagement between citizens and the police, which is critical in reducing crime and violence in society. We have 110 active police youth clubs across the island, and we're expanding that, said Minister of National Security and Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Horace Chang. We have 730 neighborhood watch groups, and we're expanding that as well. In addition, Chang noted that 2 beach watch groups have been launched and 2 have been sensitized and are to be launched by the end of 2022. The minister was speaking during his contribution to the 2022-23 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Meanwhile, all community safety and security officers island-wide and more than 100 volunteer pastors have been trained in the JCS Proactive Violence Interruption Strategy, PVIS, to combat incidents with the potential for reprisals. In 2021, a total of 87 police officers and external stakeholders were sensitized about the PVIS. Gun found inside KFC box on Dumbarton Avenue. 2 men arrested. On Thursday, June 2, officers from the Halfway Tree Police Station arrested 2 men in connection with a gun discovered inside a KFC box in a motor car on Dumbarton Avenue. According to reports, officers were responding to an assignment in the area when they came across 2 men who piqued their interest. The men were standing next to a car. According to the police, the men were approached and the vehicle was searched. A Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 12 9mm rounds of ammunition was later discovered hidden inside a KFC box on the car's back seat. The men were arrested. Their identities are being kept confidential, pending further investigation. Meanwhile, the police in Manchester on Thursday charged a man for illegal possession of firearm, following an incident in Bryce District, Cristiano. Charged is 26-year-old Michael Patterson, otherwise called Buju, a labor of Pike District in Cristiano. It is reported that about 8:40 p.m., cops acting on information accosted and searched Patterson, which resulted in a Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol being found inside a bag he had in his possession. He was taken into custody and was charged. His court date is being finalized. 22-year-old dies in motorbike collision. On Thursday morning, a 22-year-old man died after the motorcycle was stunting collided with a vehicle in Geneva, Grangeville, Westmoreland. The deceased has been identified as Ron Stewart, otherwise called Blacks, a laborer and a resident of Grangeville. According to the police, Stewart was stunting his motorcycle on one wheel when he lost control and collided into a Toyota Caldina proceeding in the opposite direction. Stewart, who had suffered head and chest injuries, was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. A man who identified himself as Prophet Rowe said that he had cautioned the now deceased recently to be careful on his motorcycle. It's very hurtful. I'd warned this young man recently to be careful on this bike, he shared. Rowe, who said he's still in shock, described the deceased as a go-getter who wanted the best for himself and who was caring. I personally know him as a visitor to the island and have ministered to him and his family over the years, he recalled. 2 gunmen fatally shot in highway gunfight with cops. O'Dane Christopher, one of St. James' most notorious gunmen, was killed in a shootout with police on Thursday night. According to reports, the police intercepted a motor vehicle along the north-south highway near the Linstead exit as part of a targeted operation conducted by the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch, CTOC. When the police signaled them to stop, 2 men exited the vehicle and opened fire on the officers. The fire was returned and the 2 men were killed. The other shooter is still unknown. A 9mm pistol and an Intratec Tech 9 submachine gun were seized. Christopher is known to be a high-ranking member of the Bossed gang. He was charged with murder and reporting in St. James on condition of his bail. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom was notified and the scene processed. Christopher was charged with 5 other men for the July 29, 2017 death of 14-year-old Jordan Blackwood of Rose Heights, Montego Bay. He was charged with murder and wounding, stemming from the death of a teenager and the injuring of another man. The allegations are that on July 29, 2017, Blackwood and another man were accused of stealing a gun belonging to the Busset gang, of which the 6 accused were members. It is further alleged that Blackwood and the other man were beaten, during which Blackwood was shot to death. The other man managed to escape. St. Mary businesswoman on human trafficking charge granted $600,000 bail. Patricia Brooks, a St. Mary businesswoman charged with violating the Trafficking in Persons Act, was granted $600,000 bail with sureties on Wednesday. Brooks is scheduled to appear in the Alnotto Bay Parish Court on June 28. Brooks allegedly hired a 16-year-old female to work in a bar in Islington, St. Mary last month. The minor lived at the establishment, and it has been alleged that her movements were restricted as she was not allowed to leave the premises. The minor, at the time of the employment, was a ward of the state who had escaped several years ago. The police had been searching for the minor since she escaped and found her at the business place about 2 weeks after she had been working at the bar. Investigations led to Brooks being arrested and charged. Attorney at law Charles Ganga Singh, in making the bail application, submitted that the accused had various ailments and requested bail on humanitarian grounds. Ganga Singh told the court that Brooks underestimated the minor's age on the basis that she has a child who was 2 years old. Parish Judge Jacqueline Wilcott, in granting bail, ordered Brooks to report to the Islington police station 3 times per week. Man dragged to court after allegedly punching complainant in front of police. A simple act of road rage led to a man being dragged to court on Tuesday, where he was accused of charging with a machete at the person he met in a car accident with and punching him in the mouth in front of a police officer. Jermaine Robinson appeared before Laurie and Cole Montague, senior parish judge in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court, to answer the charge of assault causing bodily harm, to which he pleaded not guilty. According to the prosecution, Robinson and the complainant, Dwayne Edwards, met in a vehicular accident. Enraged, Robinson chased him with a machete. When they went to the police station to report the accident, Robinson reportedly gave him one punch in the mouth in front of the police. "Mr. Robinson, you are charged with the offense of assault occasioning actual bodily harm. This is the complainant. To this offense, sir, guilty or not guilty?" Cole Montague asked. "Not guilty, Your Honor," Robinson answered. "Did you do anything at all to the complainant?" she pressed. "No, Your Honor," he replied. Speaking to the prosecution, the judge asked, "There's the assertion that this was done in the presence of the police. Do you have a statement from the officer to that extent?" The court was told that both the police statement and medical report are not on file. As a result, both parties are to return to court on June 6 to allow the prosecution time to complete the file. Robinson was also informed that a fingerprint order was made for him and his bail was extended to return to court. St. Catherine businessman charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm. A businessman from St. Catherine has been charged with murder and illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition. Charges Aaron Douglas, 32, of Nugent Street in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Douglas was implicated in the September 2019 killing of Steve Bryan, otherwise called Yellow, in Brayton, Greater Portmore in the parish. According to police reports, Bryan was among a group of people tending to livestock at approximately 7:40 p.m. when he was pounced upon by Douglas, who shot him multiple times. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Evidence collected resulted in Douglas being listed as wanted for Bryan's killing. An arrest warrant was subsequently prepared. Douglas was taken into custody on Monday, May 30, 2022, where the charges were laid against him. He is now awaiting a court date. Brothers held for 4 murders remanded. The St. Mary brothers accused of killing 4 people, including a Chinese couple, in separate incidents, were further remanded when they appeared in the Home Circuit Court yesterday and are to return to court on October 12. Nigel Walters, otherwise called Troy, and Nicholas Walters are facing 4 counts of murder in 2 separate incidents in St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. In the first case, Chinese business operators 53-year-old Shiwan Shu and 48-year-old Akon Wan were shot and killed during a robbery at their supermarket in Bellevue, St. Elizabeth. 3 gunmen were reportedly caught on closed-circuit television (CCTV) footage, posing as customers in the supermarket before the deadly attack. Following investigations, the brothers were arrested and charged. The second incident involves 45-year-old businesswoman Sophia Brown and her customer, 58-year-old farmer Bernie Lewis, both of Long Hill District, White House, Westmoreland. Brown was at her wholesale on January 12 when the brothers allegedly entered posing as customers. Both women were reportedly assisting the men when they were shot and killed. Yesterday, when the case was mentioned, The court was informed that the case files of both matters are incomplete. As a result, a new mention date was scheduled. In the meantime, the court was advised that Nigel has settled his legal representation and that attorney-at-law Dennis Walker will appear for him, while senior counsel C.J. Mitchell and Karen Wilson represent the other brother. 386 new COVID-19 cases, 4 deaths. Jamaica on Thursday reported 386 new cases of COVID-19 and 4 virus-related deaths, bringing the total confirmed cases to 136,110 and the death toll to 3,068. Of the newly reported cases, there were 222 females and 164 males with ages ranging from 54 days to 100 years. The new cases were recorded in St. James, 83, Kingston and St. Andrew, 99, St. Anne, 27, Westmoreland, 14, Clarendon, 14, Hanover and Trelawney, 10, St. Thomas, 26, St. Mary, 8, St. Catherine, 44, Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Portland, 17. Meanwhile, the latest fatalities are a 64-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew who died in March 2021, a 59-year-old male from St. Catherine who died in October 2021, an 87-year-old male from St. Catherine who died in October 2021, and an 82-year-old male from Westmoreland who died in May 2022. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 122 recoveries for a total of 87,411. The positivity rate for the latest round of testing now stands at 29.9%. Currently, 124 people are hospitalized, with 5 being critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.